Chris Gardner.
Coach, what did you know about Khyri Thomas's game before he joined the Rockets?
Knew he could shoot. And that was about it, really. I watched some film on him, and he was a catch and shoot guy in the G League. And yeah, that's pretty much all I knew. But I didn't know that he could handle the ball as well as he can, get us organized, initiate some offense every once in a while. He's not a point guard, but he can handle the ball. And then what impressed me the most tonight, even more than the 27 points that he had, was his defensive intensity and his hard play on the defensive end and physicality, which is needed for our group. And, you know, for a guy coming in on a 10-day and getting a bunch of minutes, you expect them to play as hard as they can. But the physicality part of it, you either kind of have it or you don't. And he showed it tonight.
Thank you.
Jonathan Fagan.
The Jazz defending you the way they do with Gobert hanging way back and giving up threes, besides that he's Gobert and that does what he does, is that something that's just going to work against any team in the second half of back-to-back, playing 8 guys to have to rely on threes against that sort of defense?
Yeah, I mean, we started the game off pretty good with our threes, and I did think we ran down, got tired, all of those things in the second half. It was just, you know, harder to make those threes. But, yeah, it was definitely a result of back-to-back 8 guys, their defensive pressure and what they do defensively. But our guys – by the end of that game, I was just calling timeouts so they could get some rest, and they fought and they battled. And another hard-fought game, just like last night. And I was, again, super proud of this group.
Ryan Barefield.
Coach, another game of seeing KJ Martin starting to, you know, come into his own. How have you assessed his game as far as him having this amount of playing time?
Yeah, well, he's taking advantage of the playing time that he's getting. He started the game at the 5 and had to guard Gobert and, you know, do his best, but he switched and defended perimeter players. And that's going to be a big step for him as far as the defensive end, really becoming, I think he really can be a very good defender. If we work on him on his technique and all of those things. But offensively, he's shooting the ball really well, and that's setting up a lot of other things for him. He is obviously supremely athletic and gets out in transition and can finish that way. He can also roll to the rim and finish that way. But the threes that he's made over the last few games, that is the thing that really kind of helps him, because now he's playing against closeouts, and they have to honor his 3 and what he made. He's 4 for 8 tonight. So, yeah, his all-around play was great these 2 games, and the jump we'll see coming forward will be on the defensive end, because he's gifted and smart and tries and all of those things.
Coach, what about the having athletes out on the floor? You have a lot of players that once the play breaks down, they can still use their athleticism to get, you know, to the rim or to make a play. How good is that, knowing that next year you may still be able to have a lot of those players around?
Yeah, it's good to know that. The way we've been playing the last few games, I like it because it's a little bit more random. There's a little bit more ball movement. And it's harder to guard. Like, if we're running set plays the whole time, it's kind of easy to lock in to it. But if you're a little bit more random, where you're hitting and getting some cuts, getting some handoffs, and then at the end of the play, like you said, driving the ball and kicking to a shooter or finishing, or, you know, just making plays that way, it's a fun way to play, first of all. And I think you saw our group having fun on the floor, but also it can be hard to guard because it's a little bit more unpredictable as far as who's going to be the roller. We have multiple guys who could roll, and who's going to be the ball handler. We have multiple guys who can be ball handlers, and then the shooting, obviously, tonight wasn't nearly as good as it was last night, but we made 18 threes out of 51. So we'll live with that. We'll definitely live with that.
Adam Spaulding.
You've talked so much over these last couple of games about how proud you are at just the effort and what your guys have given you. How much do you just want to see them get the payoff of getting a win and having the feeling that everyone had after that Milwaukee game last week?
Yeah, so badly. I mean, I want to feel it too, you know. But yeah, I would love for the hard play, for all of the things that they're giving to these games to pay off in a victory. Unfortunately, we're playing some really good teams, as we talked about in the pregame, and it's hard, but the lessons that we're learning are against these good teams, and the effort that we're putting forth is a result of playing these good teams, right? Like, who's to say that we would put out the same effort if we weren't playing top tier teams? I would hope so, but we know that in order for us to be in these games and have a chance to win, we got to give it all that we have. So I am proud of them in that vein. But to your point, yeah, it would be great if we fought as hard as we have, like we did in the first Milwaukee game, and then had the win at the end of it to give the guys like that feeling that it really did pay off. And I don't think that they feel that the effort that they're giving isn't appreciated or, you know, isn't being productive or you know, we're right there in these games. But you're right, it would be good if we could just get over the hump. And it's hard with 8 guys and they're fighting.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.